go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go. Let it go. You'll never see. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a podcast with my good friend Nicholas J. And he is a cybersecurity engineer.
Yep.
And so that means like you can prevent me from getting hacked if I
maybe.
Okay, so my tablet or my cell phone, what are some things that I could do to prevent myself from getting hacked? Like, what's the easiest things that us normies can do?
I'd say multi-factor authentication for all your accounts. Don't click on suspicious links.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good antivirus installed. That's like the basics for your standard user. I'd recommend.
All right, so I can click if there are hot singles in my area. That's okay to click?
Yeah, you probably want. Yeah, that's fine. Totally, you can click that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So the things on that you would see on the adult web, you probably should not click on.
Yeah, probably not. Those are almost always like scams that will lead you to getting a virus or something like that.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
And then they could. So with that, can you upload Can you script like a bug for something? Oh, if I get someone to download this, I can get all their information, all their key logs and everything.
Yeah. That's like pretty common. If they lead you to that kind of a website and ask you to download something, oftentimes there will be like a keylogger software or something that might try to compromise you.
So what's the thing if you have to go in and say, like, how can you tell the difference between something that, hey, you should download this for protection, like antivirus software, versus like, don't download this, because even though it says it's antivirus software, how do you tell the difference?
Yeah, generally if something's like reaching out to you, asking you to download it, like any of those big pop-ups, like you have been infected with a virus or ransomware or something like that, it's telling you to go download it. It's usually bad news, but I would say like if you're unsure about it, just click off of it and then go and download it from the actual site. Go and like Google like the antivirus and download it from there.
Okay.
So
all right, cool. So I see you have a lot of Pokemon stuff, including the God Milk Pikachu back there. Was Pokemon
1, 2, 3, 4 super secure, same password I have in my luggage. It's great.
Spaceballs. I love that movie so much. We watched that recently, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Me and Nick are buddies from way back in the day, and we watched. Yeah, that was that was a really good one. That was a good movie. I think Rick Moranis is coming back. Like his kids are all grown up, and because he left acting because he wanted to.
Yeah, his wife passed away, and he wanted
to. But now his kids are all grown up, and he's back. Wow. My man is back.
I'm excited for that because I love Rick Moranis.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Is he going to be in the new Ghostbusters movie?
I don't know. Was he in the old one?
Oh yeah. He was. I think like Louis Tully was his name. He was like the crazy guy. He has like the party in the first movie, and then the dog. Not sure. Like kind of. Runs in and kills him or whatever.
Oh, sad face. Spoilers.
Or tries to kill him. Doesn't kill him. Doesn't kill him. Sorry. Tries to.
Have you seen the new Ghostbuster? Like the trailer?
No,
not the one with the women.
No, I haven't seen the trailer.
The trailer looks so... It's like Stranger Things. But the reason why I think I say that is obviously because Ghostbusters was made in the 80s. This is not a remake, it's a continuation. But in the trailer it shows that they find the Ecto-1. Like this one lady has her and her kids are like really poor, but she has like an uncle or grandpa or whatever that had a house that she left them, and it's the Ecto-1. It looks so good. They find it in the basement. But I say like 80s because there's almost like no I don't know where they live, like Indiana or Ohio, and there's no what do you call it? There's no like technology over there. Like the cell phones are just like dead. Now being engrossed in technology and just that's what you do. That's what you work with. Do you ever feel like a fish out of water if you go to like Ohio or someplace like on a plane? It's like I can't, or you just bring like a Game Boy or something. You're fine.
Sometimes it depends. For example, some family has a house near a lake, and there's really poor cell phone service there. And when we do go, sometimes I get like a little bored because there's really nothing else to do. And I'm so used to like being on my phone or watching something. And they don't even have like cable there or anything like that. So there's really nothing to do.
Oh, so it's like a time loop. Like you go back like 30 years, no cable.
It's.
I mean, I know people had cable in the 90s, but my grandma did not. It was 2, 4, 7, 11, 13. We had like 7 channels. You ever like grow up like that?
Yeah. When I was like younger, we had like a TV. Well, multiple TVs really, because only the TV in the living room had cable, and all the other TVs in the house just had like the antennas, so we could just get like whatever was broadcasting over the open air. So
The struggle was real. My parents would watch like adult stuff back in the day, and I would have this like 13-inch like radio TV.
Yeah.
That I would be like watching stuff on in my upstairs room, like ruining my eyes, like trying to play video games.
Yeah.
Struggle was real.
Yeah. Somehow my sister got stuck with like the short end of the stick because her TV was black and white, and it was so old. It must have been from the 70s, and it only had the dials on it.
Oh, so you had to get up and...
Yeah, so like my TV at least was in color and had like a remote and stuff. But
oh, man.
Even though neither one of us had cable until much later.
Oh, so it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No color TV. I'm trying to think. I know my grandma had... Yeah, it was color. I'm pretty sure. Maybe my aunt might not have had color, but that was...
Yeah.
That was it. In your opinion, as like... Because you've been in... For how many years in the field? Been studying for?
Just about 10 years in the field, and then I did 4 years of college before that. So
okay, so 10 years in the field. So when you first started getting into this, what was like the top security like? Like what was it? Obviously, like government.
Yeah. The tops just like the security landscape
like how easy would it like? Is there any truth to like the movie Hackers? Whereas, like,
I have not seen Hackers.
Oh, really?
Probably, like blasphemous, but yeah, I have not seen it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna take your IT card down.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Mr. Robot.
Oh man, that's really.
You know
good
what
too.
it is? I get so much of it in my day to day. 8 to 10 hours of working that I really don't need it. Like in my personal life,
when you see that on like TV or movies, you're like, oh, that's not real. Does that like completely ruin it?
Oftentimes, yeah. A lot of those like CSI type shows, whenever they try to explain like how or show like hacking, and I just think like that's not really how that looks, But I know like Mr. Robot and stuff is supposed to be like really genuine.
So when you were younger, because what do you think about blockchain and like the future of that? How can cybersecurity be included with that, or is that just like you don't really use that for security? That's just to confirm things.
What is blockchain?
Like crypto, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that. Like things that are confirmed on the blockchain. Like you mint something, and you could tell like, oh, you read on the blockchain, that's what it is. That's who owns it. So you don't do any like crypto things in there.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that, but I'm sure cybersecurity plays a role into that.
Yeah, like a trust wallet or something.
Yeah.
So you said 10 years. How big of a difference was like top of the line security 10 years ago versus now?
I mean, pretty different because like 10 years ago, it wasn't that. So nowadays, it feels like every security product is trying to do everything, and a lot of it is kind of falling short in a lot of areas. Whereas like 10 years ago, it kind of felt like each security product had like had its own purpose, and it did that very well, So I think that's kind of the big difference really from now. But the downside was that 10 years ago, you couldn't really afford to have all these different products. So you had to pick and choose which ones you want. And now you have, maybe like you can cover all these areas, but not very well.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of, they try to please everyone. They want to pleasing no one type of deal.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that. And you said it's a little different. What are some good companies to get for security? What are some good companies that you should stay away from if you have like a business or if you're just everyday average Joe?
So my specialty is really like enterprise security. So I think like as far as like top security vendors in the enterprise, I would say like Palo Alto, makes like a really great next generation firewall. As far as like antivirus control, I think CrowdStrike is really great. I've worked with that. I also really liked Logarithm for a SIM solution. And as far as like ones to like stay away from, I would say stay away from anything from Cisco because they don't really support a lot of their products long term.
Because that's a major company.
Yeah,
I know what Cisco is.
Yeah, Cisco, is really great in the networking field, but when it comes to security, they have this like mentality of just buy up some company that has like some product, and then they try to work with it for a few years, and then they totally abandon it. Oh. And then they kind of just repeat this like cycle over and over and over again.
How long can they do that for? Like
I
with
mean-
that before, like, are they a publicly traded company?
Oh yeah, Cisco,
Yeah, so
I mean,
that's-
Cisco is huge.
So if you had like enough money, you'd be like, I'm gonna short the fudge out of this because they can't do that for long, or is that just like how long can you keep on burning them?
I
And
don't
I don't
know.
try and do that.
They make just money hand over fist, so they could probably do it as
Yeah.
long as they really want. And
Oh, man.
there seems to be no repercussions for their
That's-
actions. So
That's so weird. Would you like obviously you're in the private sector now? Would you ever go work for like the government and just be like, oh yeah, Air Force needs some guys or
I've thought about that. I've seen like some jobs opening up. I think it would be really interesting to see what they're doing and everything. But right now I'm pretty comfortable where I am.
so yeah.
Apparently, Omi is going crazy right now.
Yeah, apparently. What are some jobs that in government that you would want? Maybe not for like, Air Force or Marines or whatever, but like an actual government, like for like, because you used to work at a school, right?
Yeah, I worked in a public school.
Yeah. What were those like day-to-day responsibilities? Like, did you have just prevent kids from looking up like porn or like
Yes,
cheating?
I was mainly like desktop support, so I would kind of like I would answer like trouble tickets from like the faculty and staff, and generally like it would just be something like I'm locked out of my account, or like my printer's not working, so I would go there, troubleshoot it, and try to fix it or replace it. Or
Was that soul sucking? Like,
no, I really liked it. I liked all the people I worked with for the most part. The user base was very friendly, very nice.
oh, okay.
I really liked it, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I wanted to get into networking and security, so I left for other opportunities.
Do you remember when it was like 6 years ago, or whenever Obamacare was passed, maybe like 8 years ago, and people had to go try to sign up like on like the website for Obamacare, and then like it kept crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever try to check that out? Like, did you go sign up for it? And
no, I never. I mean, I had health care through my job,
okay.
so I didn't need Obamacare or anything.
How you ever hear of the TSA when they paid like $1 billion? The government paid like $1 billion for somebody to make an app where basically for a random because they get a lot of complaint of races, like, oh, I'm brown, you're putting me for the random inspection test.
Okay.
And they paid like $1 billion for basically people to build an app that makes things random, like every third or fifth person.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly and how cheaply could you script something for an app like out of 100,000 people a day, and they want 5% of them to be picked for random screening?
Yeah, probably like under an hour to probably put something like that together, or
How cheap would that be?
Probably even less than that, but
Yeah.
cheaply, 100% free. Like
Oh my god. Yeah, I just hate government waste, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
You ever build any websites?
No, not really. No, I mean I've played around with it kind of, but I've never really had the
No.
Yeah, nothing to.
So you're not like a coder? Is that not what?
No, I do. I know some scripting languages for network automation and things like that, and parsing through log files and whatnot. But
Right.
I saw that we have a question.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them.
What is my favorite Pokemon? I'm gonna go Squirtle.
Squirtle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Squirtle. Squirtle's great. Good friends with Pikachu. According to the official Pokemon handbook of the 90s, J-Dog says, next Thanksgiving, dear Lord, thank you for veve.
Man, watching his videos
That's
is
a
becoming a full-time job.
Yeah. So I'm trying to diversify a little bit. Doom says, I love the promotional Pokemon Power magazine, along with a letter for 4Kids Entertainment. Where was the letter for the 4Kids Entertainment? Honestly, I don't even see that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even see that. You have good eyes.
It's not my stuff.
Promoting Pokemon.
Making Batman is probably mine.
Yeah, Batman. So I was showing him. He's one of the guys that I showed the Batman NFTs to. A lot of the guys here on veve, like, so cool. Who's your favorite Batman artist? Do you have one?
Probably Jim Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have some Batman Jim Lee NFTs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
They have Todd McFarlane. They have Eddie Rizzo. They have Jim Lee. They have a bunch for Harley Quinn as well. Who's your favorite Batman villain?
That's a good question. I mean, part of me just wants to say the Joker, but I feel like everyone says the Joker, so maybe I'll go like ultra obscure and say the Mad Monk or something.
I don't know. What's about the Mad Monk? Why?
I don't even remember anything about it. I just thought it was a funny name. But
all right, yeah, that does seem pretty wild. I feel like I'd lose if I say Harley Quinn too. I was like Riddler. Riddler's pretty cool. It's just he's the only one who seemed to ever match Batman's like intellect, at least challenging him for a little bit.
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. Or Batman video game.
Probably Arkham Asylum. Yeah, I know everyone says Arkham City, but I think I'm gonna have to go Arkham Asylum just because it reminds me of like that time of my life too when it came out. So
What year did that come out?
it came out. I think it was the summer before I went to college, so it was probably like 2008, 2009.
Okay.
But yeah, I just remember like it was like the summer right before college, and
Oh, that's like
playing
the
it,
perfect time.
which was probably like the last time in my life that I've just had like free time with like no worries or anything like that to really just kind of play a video game like that.
Yeah, that's. I have a couple of. I don't want to say kids. A couple of people on here that are like 16, 17, and I was like, enjoy it, enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it because I know everyone says that, and you think like I just want to grow up and get a job, but you just enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the job does come with like some money, especially depending on the job that you get. Like,
Yeah.
what was your first like up in salary? Like, I know you worked at like a Halloween store, or was it?
Yeah, that was my first job. Yeah.
And then, so what was like your first big bump in pay from making like $12 an hour to like $20? Like, what was the first big one?
Probably when I graduated college, I went from working at a hardware store where I was making like just under like $11 an hour to making $20 an hour at my first real job after college. So that was a big pay jump.
What did you do with like that first paycheck? Like, how'd you react? Like, whoa.
I had a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, it was really great, but I had some credit card debt I had to pay off, so I kind of wanted to pay that off, as soon as possible.
Was it like building computers, like for yourself? What was it on?
The credit card debt? I just general life, living paycheck to paycheck, just paying for gas and things like that. But once I once I got that under control, the first major purchase I got was my own computer.
Nice.
For like gaming and stuff. So.
Did you build it? Like, did you bought the parts?
Yeah. Oh. I picked out all the parts.
And that was when, like 20.
That was like 2013. So. Yeah.
What was how much did that cost at the time?
I think $800 for everything. That was to get all the computer parts, and this was not like a top of the line computer, or anything. But it was like $800 for the computer, all the parts, a monitor, a keyboard, mouse.
How much would those same things cost you now?
Of like similar price, I'd say probably like $1,200 maybe.
Oh, okay.
To build like a mid-tier, gaming computer.
All right, and then so how long did it take you to get the debt under control? Like, how much did you have? How much did you?
Only like not much really, just like a couple thousand maybe in credit card debt. So like my first couple paychecks just kind of went to paying that off, and then once I got that under control was when I started, I decided to reward myself with the computer because I didn't have to put it on a credit card, so I could pay it off right away.
And when you first started school, you started going for finance, right?
No, I was doing architecture and engineering.
Disregard, gotcha.
Yeah.
And what made the switch? Like, did you say like you knew somebody that built a building and they thought it was like, oh, this is awful. Don't ever be an architect.
Yeah. No, it was the program I was in was very competitive, and it was really like you needed to devote your whole life to it, which was hard for me because I was also working full time. And I also thought about it, and I realized very quickly I didn't want to be an architect because I just thought it sounded very boring, just what you would do with that. And then I thought about maybe being like a construction manager or something like that, and realized that that would probably be pretty tough to find a job in that after college. Not probably just be working in construction, which is not what I really wanted to do.
Yeah, I've seen those memes where people like they kind of make fun of like the management, like, oh yeah, you went to college, but you never like worn a hard hat.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I had no construction experience other than the fact that I liked building things and things like that, and I wound up getting into networking and then later security. So.
So when you build things, did you ever go into like Minecraft and just build like this amazing stuff? No,
not really.
You never did that.
Just my dad was very like handy guy. He was a mechanic, and most of my time growing up was spent like helping him like kind of like remodel our house because it was various states of like disarray growing up. So just spent a lot of time with him doing that. So I figured it might be something I want to do for the rest of my life, but then quickly realized that it wasn't.
So after being in the field for so long, what companies like really impress you? Like these guys are doing really good things. Like, are any company like so far ahead of the competition that you just like these guys are winning? Like, in case you didn't know, I'm looking for investment advice so I can put money into.
But I don't know anything like that. I was gonna say, I think the thing I've realized since I've been working professionally is just that everyone's just kind of figuring it out as they go along. So
Really?
yeah, that's like the main thing I've realized is that no one really has it figured out. A lot of people might try to tell you that they do, or
Even the super
try
like
to.
advanced companies that just hire the best, like
You know what? I've never really worked with like any like a Google or a Facebook or a Amazon or anything, so I couldn't say about them. But all the companies I've worked with or worked for, it was very much just we're figuring it out as we go.
oh
So
wow. So some of the so like there's no like Peter Thiel or Mark Zuckerberg of like your company that doesn't like this guy's a rock star.
I've definitely worked with some really really smart people, that just who were just very impressive, like so smart, like knew what seemed like everything, but even them, they really didn't know everything, and they would have to take the time and like research certain things and figure it out, so
Oh, so you could work in this field for 50 years and still like
yeah, there's so much to know.
oh,
No
man.
one could ever possibly know anything, and anyone that tells you that they do is like
Is that
full of it.
discouraging or like intimidating? That it's
Uh,
like shit.
no, not to me, because I really I love problem solving and I love troubleshooting, so
Wow.
I like sitting down and just reading the white papers and figuring out how something works. So
That's cool. It's
yeah,
like it's like cooks that go into like Italy for 20 years to learn how to be like this amazing chef,
yeah,
and they still say, "Yeah, we've like barely scratched the surface on some of these dishes," and
yeah,
that's
exactly, yeah,
it's like it's art, Mr. White.
just like that. Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. What's going on, fellas? What's up,
Very
Milham?
cash.
Drinking some peanut butter whiskey. What do you got there?
This is a pumpkin ale from South Brewing Company, I think, or something like that.
That sounds like a white girl
I
drink.
saw we have a question about tech.
Pumpkin spice.
Question for Nick. I've always been very passionate about tech and cybersecurity. However, I'm only just starting in tech support. Do you have any advice for someone starting from here? Yeah, get some certifications. I don't know if you have any or you're looking into them. I would say get some certifications. Try to figure things out on your own. If you're really really stuck, obviously go to your seniors or whatever. But people in the tech field really love it when you show initiative and you're not just the kind of person that's just going to go and ask whenever or are unsure about something. I like to see that you're going to try to figure it out on your own.
No, some certs are harder than others. Like what certs? I know it
Absolutely,
depends on
yeah.
the field, but what certs would you, if you could start over, be like, okay, well, this one was hard. It's probably easier to go for this one first, then this one, then this one.
I like the path that I went. I was really interested in networking, and I went for a CCNA.
Mhm.
Well, at the time it was CCENT, and then it was a CCNA. So I went for that first, and that was really really good because everything comes back to networking really. So I always recommend starting with like either the CCNA from Cisco or like the Network Plus from CompTIA,
Mhm.
just to understand like how that works because I've worked with so many like great like web application engineers and system engineers who just don't know anything about networking, and for that it could be really hard when they're having an issue to try to explain it to them, and they
Oh, because
yeah.
it's like a different language, and you just
It really is, yeah.
oh,
and
so
and likewise to me, like I don't really have a great understanding of web application
no.
and other development areas, so like I'm sure if I had to troubleshoot their issues I would be completely lost too, so
Okay, so for the CCNA or the CCNET, what is it?
CCENT,
ENT.
yeah, which I don't think is offered anymore, so
Okay, so the CCNA, how difficult is that to get? Like, how often can you just go and take it whenever you want, or the tests come out every
yeah.
6 months?
No, you can go take it whenever you want. You just want to get some material. I like the Cisco Press books, but they can be a little pricey. There's so much like free training stuff on YouTube,
Oh,
and
okay.
and just other like blog posts that you can look up, and you can download the course outline from Cisco and kind of go through all the topics and see what you might be weak on and stuff. And then when you're ready, you just go to Pearson VUE, you schedule it, and you go and take it
Oh,
at your
cool.
local testing center.
How long did that take to study for before you?
About 6 months, I'd say. I spent
All right.
studying for it initially.
And with that, that was your first.
That was my first certification. Yeah.
All right. So after that, how much of a pay bump could you have asked for, or and how much did you get, and all that?
So when I got that, I was still doing desktop support, and I think I was making like at that time like $33,000 a year, so it was not a lot of money.
Yeah.
They were not really interested in me getting those kinds of certifications. It was just not pertinent to the job. But I was I was studying for the thing that I wanted to do, not what I had currently. You know, they say like dress for the job that you want or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it was kind of like that. Once I got the job in networking, I got a pretty decent bump in salary. I'd say it was like a 10% bump in salary.
All right, so from like 33 to like 36, 37.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically like a $4,000 raise just from net just from the CCNA, right?
Yeah, just for the CCNA cert. Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, what was like the not the hardest? I guess the one that would be the most lucrative, or the one that's that's most in demand.
For me, it was. I mean, the hardest one that I've ever studied for was the CCNP. I spent about a year studying for that.
Damn.
Yeah, that was big. At that time, it was 3 tests. So I probably spent about like 3 to 4 months per exam. You know, just studying
Jesus.
for it. That was really big. That got me like a really nice raise when I got it at my job. And since then, I've had other like a bunch of other certifications, and none of them I've really felt like held the value that
Really?
like the CCNP did for me.
Okay, so with school, do they have things that, like, if you had just studied on, like, do you need a degree in order to do what you do, or is to be like, hey, I have this cert?
No, you don't need a degree. Yeah.
Really? So you could just then, like, going back to 18, like, I don't need college. I'm going to spend 2 years doing all these certs, then go in and be like, I'm a whiz, and they'll hire you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would think like getting some certs like first.
Don't need college.
Yeah, no, I would say like, if you don't have any experience, get some certs. You know, get a Network Plus, maybe get a Microsoft certification, an AWS cert. That's really big now. It's cloud, so AWS, maybe like an Azure cert. But yeah, you don't need college per se. I mean, it definitely helps. You know, people like to see that on a resume, but yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any or do you know what like cloud computing is? Like any of the
I don't have any cloud computing certs myself. It's I would love to get like an AWS cert or maybe like an Azure one. Probably Azure since we use that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything currently.
There's a couple of companies you'd probably want to look into. One's called Fastly.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, you know? Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I invested in them last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because they're like on the edge of cloud computing. Like that's just what they did, and they did it well. I think they had TikTok and they had a bunch of other stuff. They had really big clients, and it's just. Do you think that's the future? Is cloud computing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think definitely. Yeah.
So if that's the trajectory in which you see IT and everything going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that like everything on prem is going to be like phased out, but you know, people are just so drawn to the cloud because it's they don't have to manage the hardware, they don't have to in a lot of situations manage the operating. Well, it's unlimited, but you got to pay.
Oh, so is it the more you do, like the more you have to pay?
I mean, generally they'll give you discounts, if you need a lot of storage or something like that. But the more you use, the more you're gonna pay.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, you can store as much data as you want, but you gotta be prepared to pay that bill at the end of the month or year or whatever they bill it at. So
all right, copy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Again, sorry to be off topic, but it seems like your OMI community, Randy, is getting so big that you can order 66 people. This is Star Wars Order 66.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I probably could, especially with the money I'm about to make, but I would never. I'm not like the government where I just drone people indiscriminately. I don't do that. Did you ever do that?
I don't. Probably not. No.
Okay, good.
I'm a big fan of privacy. So.
Joe Evans says, "Yo, Randy, y'all seen the? Yes, Omi has broken through that 0.005. He's gonna get in very soon. Very soon.
I'm gonna put some.
I've been telling him to get in since 0.002. It's up to 0.005 now.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
I saw somebody. Nobody has any idea that something is wrong until someone breaks it.
Yes, that Pikachu. Yeah, it looks like crazy. Chavi has Pika ears. I have Pika ears.
What do I think about Google certifications? Yeah, Google's a big cloud provider too. So yeah, GCP certs are
so
probably really important. I don't have any experience with it, but I'm
Is that so? Like
I know it's very widely used. So yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So with wrestling, like everyone's big dream is like, hey, WWE, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
What is like the golden stage of IT? Is it to work for Google or Facebook?
A lot of people probably say that. Yeah, I don't think so though, because I from what I've heard, they work you to like the bone. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
I've heard that Google's got like a whole ping pong hit pool. Like they're just really chill.
Yeah, I've heard from people that have worked there that the reason why they have all those amenities is because they don't want you to leave. They want you to like take a break, go play some ping pong or some pool or whatever, and then go back and work, for another few more hours instead of going home. They let you bring your dog so that you don't have to leave and go home.
Oh, that's so
they'll let
smart.
you can take your dog for walks at they're totally fine with it because it means that you're going to stay there longer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're probably all on salary, and they're not getting overtime.
Probably.
Because like, why would you pay someone like, $40, like 40 hours a week, and then you want them to work 70 weeks, 30 hours of overtime?
Mm-hmm.
Probably have you go on salary. Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Is it something that you would have would you slow down when you like get married and have family and have kids? Is it like, hey, I would, instead of working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, would you do a little bit less?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, burnt myself out working for a Fortune, 500 company. And that was why I decided to leave and take a lesser role. Just only a little bit less money, just because I need that free time if, I'm to start like a family and buy a home and all the things that go along with that. I can't be working these like 12, 14-hour days anymore.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, especially if you have a big commute, but your commute and it wasn't like terrible. It was like a few minutes, right?
It wasn't bad at all. No.
Yeah. So that's not bad. What else we got here? Mass murders. How you doing? How you doing?
Somebody said they worked for Computer World for 8 years and they have no knowledge of IT at all.
What's Computer World? Is it like Auto World?
I'm not sure.
All right. Shaving my hairy beard and listening. Oh, good job, Brendan Z.
So somebody asked, would you ever go into cloud security, AWS or Azure? Yeah, absolutely. At my job currently, we're moving a lot of things into the cloud, and we're using Azure right now. So yeah, definitely. I definitely need. I have a big knowledge gap in that, so it's something I really need to work on over the next year or so. Is studying up, maybe getting some certs or something.
Right. So you obviously spend a lot of your time, most of your waking hours, behind a desk.
Yeah.
For your back and your knees, and your hips, what is the most comfortable chair that is like, this is amazing?
This one that you're sitting in right now.
What's it called?
This is a Herman Miller Aeron chair.
It does feel nice.
Yeah, we had these at my last job, so I had to get one for myself.
And more comfortable than your gaming chair.
Yeah, I think so. Just because like this is comfortable for maybe like an hour or two.
Yeah. And then after that is.
Yeah, after that it's.
Get stiff?
Mainly for me is this has like no like give in the cushion here, so like it.
Oh, so it's hard.
Like my butt gets like really, really sore after like an hour or two.
Oh, you got like pins and needles on there?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Whereas like this, it's so bad because I can sit in this for like 12, 14 hours with like no issues at all,
Nice.
And then my legs fall asleep. But
I
I recommend like taking frequent breaks and things like that.
Yeah. When is the bear market? We could fly. Bear market sometime next year, unless that Bitcoin ETF fails. I don't expect it to. But probably sometime next year.
I saw somebody ask, what is the advantage of getting a CCNA over a Network Plus cert? I think the Network Plus, and I haven't looked at it in a long time, but from what I remember, the Network Plus did not go nearly in depth as a CCNA cert. Also, I think employers place a lot more value on the CCNA certification that they do, a Network Plus. Yeah. And Cisco is such a huge vendor. I would say, like, if you were to interview at 10 companies, 9 out of 10 companies are probably going to have like a Cisco backbone network over like some other vendor,
Okay,
so.
Copy. I was trying to make it so that Pikachu's ears look like it's right on my ears.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's perfect. Randy, will you be completing tomorrow's set? I'm gonna try. Tomorrow we have a veve set for NFTs.
I don't have a veve, but thank you.
We come join the stream on Sunday. You could win some free NFTs.
Okay.
Some free, and some of them I think will be. This one guy, I think it was veve Darklink, he's giving away a rare comic book, which is worth like $100.
Wow.
It wasn't worth $100 when he offered it up. And then since then, it was like $30, $40, and now it's like $100. It's insane. It's a Fantastic Four thing. So it's pretty legit. Let him know, Randy. Yeah. Giveaway on Sunday. 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Is there any type of Wolf of Wall Street type of deal in like IT, or like people are making so much money, like we're ordering steak and lobster and we're going like parties?
Yeah, I think the security industry is probably the closest thing to that right now, because I feel like there's so many vendors that are just like popping up with like their product, and they're trying to tout it as like, this is the most innovative thing you've ever seen in your life, and it may do like okay for like a year or two, and then they crumble, like a lot of startups.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think just the security industry in general right now is just oversaturated with,
So
this,
like the rock stars are the ones that get like all like the oh yeah, let me take you guys out for lunch. Let me take you guys out for this.
yeah, that I'm okay. Yeah, when at my last job, yeah, that was a big thing. Was vendors always wanting to come take us out to lunch and show us their product, and
Was that awesome?
it was nice, but it would get like because my boss would entertain every single one of these, and it would be annoying because you'd be like, oh, I have like actual work I need to do. I can't, take 2-3 hour lunches all the time.
And the boss is just interested in getting those lunches.
He just wanted a free lunch, and just.
They ever get like wild, like, hey, let's leave on like a Friday at like 2:30 and let's just not go back to the office. And they ever get like really crazy?
Yeah, there was definitely a few like that. A few of us that.
What type of stories? Like, well, I need to know.
I don't have anything like too great like personally, but I heard some stories, about like some like conferences or something like that in New York City that people went to. And then they were supposed to like go back to the office or whatever, and then they didn't. And went to go to like strip clubs and bars afterwards and stuff. So, but not that I never had anything like that happen to me personally.
Oh man, you missed it.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. So we're gonna be having a bunch of parties here. A 10-cent Long Island party where Omi reaches 10 cent. We're gonna have a 20-cent Vegas party, 5-cent Oklahoma.
Okay.
I even offered to do. I don't know. I wasn't even drunk or under the influence of anything at the time, but I said, hey, when Omi reaches, at some point when we have a Florida party, I would pay for them to get an Omi tattoo, and when Omi reaches $1, Lindsay Sterling's going to come in. Who's someone like the people that outside of the IT industry that you just like, yeah, I'd love to see them perform live. Like, is it like a Metallica, Lindsay Sterling, like magic shows? Like what?
Probably like, Nirvana if I could go back in time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to say the Foo Fighters, but I don't know. I haven't really been impressed with any of their recent stuff. So
it'd be like an old school show,
Yeah.
like a super hits.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
What about you? What would be your like ultimate like any time period if you could go back and see somebody perform like?
I don't know. So weirdly, like I don't. Apparently, this is like a cliche. I don't think it is, but remember the girl Ariana that I was dating last year?
Okay.
So I was listening to like some old like 50s music. Old 50s music. I just happened to like do. I was having a leg. I had like a whiskey in hand. It's like you're such a cliche. It's like what? It's like because she worked at the VA. It's like yeah, a lot of like the veterans that I know. Granted, they're all older. Like they like old music. They like drinking whiskey. I was like. Okay, well, like, I can't enjoy my life. Yeah. I can't enjoy this stuff.
That's what you want, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe Green Day. It depends. Like, if it's maybe like a private show, like Yo Yo Ma, like that type of thing. Because I played violin back in the day, so him on cello would be really cool. Lindsay Sterling, I told people I'd pay for when we reach $1. But Green, like, you ever mosh? You ever go to like?
No, I never.
You ever want to mosh?
Not really.
No. It's super fun. But yeah, it's like you'll get like hit like. My shoe got untied at one of them, and like these like 3 dudes all around me like, no, tie your shoe, tie your... and they were just like protecting me while I talk. It was great. They're so chill over there. All comics keep rising.
What? Somebody like my Clerks poster. Yeah, thanks. That's actually signed by Kevin Smith too.
Really?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you can see it really, because I'm probably covering it, but it is signed by him. My face is in the way.
He's been pretty instrumental with comic books and everything. Do you follow his podcast?
I used to, but I haven't in a while. I used to really like his Smodcast one when he first did that, and I'm talking like 2007, 2008.
Oh,
a long time ago, yeah. And then like 2013, 2014, I was really big into his like Fat Man on Batman podcast.
Yeah.
Probably 2014. Yeah. But recently I haven't really listened to any of his stuff at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on some Joe Rogan podcast a while ago, just talking about that stuff, and he had a heart attack a few years ago too.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he had a major heart attack.
Yeah. He's fine now, but
yeah. Well, I heard that was actually he said that was eye opening for him because he lost a lot of weight and
yeah. Did you? So I know you used to run. Do you still run?
I'm actually just getting back into it.
Yeah. Same. I ran twice this week. I feel I know I gained weight because my shins hurt. It's this did not happen when I was 170 pounds.
Yeah, that's always my biggest thing. If I don't stretch properly, my shins will kill me.
That's rough. So, do you think I know you're still relatively young, and a lot of guys that have been in your field are probably a lot older. But are you in better shape than a lot of people in your field? That
you'd be surprised. A lot of people are in pretty good shape in the IT field. Or
really?
Work out a lot. Yeah.
Do you have jocks in there? Do you have chads?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah.
I wouldn't suspect that. I would think
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's.
like-
Yeah, I know everyone would think that, but you'd be surprised.
Oh, whoa, that's like sleeping. That's like dark horse stuff. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'd never guess.
I mean, there's definitely some people that fit the stereotype
Yeah.
100%. But
Well,
let's see. Somebody asked about working in a
SOC?
SOC. I did work in a SOC for a little while.
You were the knock on the sock, right?
It was a knock SOC. Yeah, we did a lot of network, monitoring, fault and performance monitoring, and then we also did a lot of security monitoring. I was mainly involved in the security aspect of it, but yeah, SOCs can be like really great to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I definitely think it's okay to start out in a SOC, but yeah, it's you're definitely going to be prone to like burnout working in one because you're just going to get probably like inundated with so many alerts that you have to look through, and most of them will be nothing, and it can be very boring. If you're fortunate like I was, you'll work with some really great people, that you'll genuinely enjoy like talking to, and some really smart people that you can go to, when you have like issues or something like that. But I think if you given the right situation, it can be a really good experience and a great way to get your foot in the door. But definitely,
is that just for most entry level people? They go there and then they move on after that.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have your senior people that work in there, but I think a lot of people work in a SOC as like an entry point into the cybersecurity field.
Why do senior people go in there? Like if they know so much already, like why would they choose to work there?
I think it's the senior people that I worked with. They had been there for so long that they were senior people.
Oh, okay. They never got any other certs or technical skills. They were just there for a while, so they were like managers.
Yeah, they worked up. Yeah, my supervisor, he had been there for like 10, 12 years or something. So
does that scare you? Like being in the same place for so long?
I mean, you know what? It wasn't a terrible place to work. The hours were horrible, and I got to a point where I felt like they really, didn't really care about us.
Yeah.
What's working in a SOC? SOC, as SOC, it stands for Security Operations Center. Generally, it's
it's built at a SOC.
It's it would be like some place where you monitor like a lot of like cybersecurity alerts and alarms, and sometimes you even do physical security in there also. But
what do you think about participating in STFs or hackathons for like to add on your resume? Is that something that you'd suggest?
I think if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of experience, I think hackathons can be really great. Especially if you want to get into like penetration testing or something like that.
Ever come a nice demo?
Yeah. Yeah, I think hackathons can be really good. Also, there's so many like bug bounties out there that you can do if you want to make some money or whatever on the side. You can, and have a.
So is that when people pay you to like try to hack their network?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You ever see Live Free or Die Hard?
Yeah.
So is that so? How do you tell the difference between like a major company, like let's say like a Cisco, saying like, "Hey, come like we try to hack our stuff. We want to find holes in our security," versus like a random company like. How do you know which ones are legit, which ones will pay, which ones will end up dead?
Well, generally,
put you on an FBI list.
Generally, if a company wants to get hacked, they will put out like a bulletin on like their website or have some kind of a link to it on there. I don't think it's legal to have another company try to pay somebody to hack into another company or something. So yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like a lot of major companies do offer like incentives for people to try to find flaws and report them in their websites or applications or whatever. So.
Have you ever heard of Cicada 3301?
No.
It's like this place. It was on Reddit for like a long time where nobody knows who created like the post. It had like it were like riddles, and you had to in like the coding of like the message, and they had like Shakespeare references. I'll Google it real quick, but is there any companies that have like recruiting tools that they'll make like almost games like, hey, solve this, we'll hire you right away?
None that I know of offhand, but.
All right, so the Wikipedia Cicada, a nickname given to an alleged enigmatic organization that posted 3 sets of puzzles online between 2012 and 2014 to recruit code breakers from the public. First started in 2012. 4chan and ran for nearly a month. It was just that. I was just gonna, I guess, asking about the application of people just posting like games, figure this out and we'll hire you. Nothing ever like that happened?
No, I mean, not to me personally. I've never come across anything like that. I'm maybe sure somebody has, but yeah.
Okay.
So
would you ever? I know you've always been working in the private sector, so you maybe would go government, like if the opportunity was right. But
I've looked into it. Like generally, like government salaries are pretty low.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefits are probably really great, but yeah, generally the salaries are just too low for me to go into it.
Okay, so even what about like consulting work?
Consulting work I've strongly thought about just because it's terrible working for people.
Yeah. If you were to do that, how would you branch out? Like, what would be like your special? Like, hey, go in and say like, you have holes in your security because your cybersecurity. So what would?
I would probably go and do like network engineering, and implementing like routers, switches, firewalls, IDS, IPS, things like that.
Okay, so tell me if let's say you were president of G12 Engineering, whatever. Just make up a company, and let's say this kid comes up and says like, hey, I just hacked your whole network like with like a laptop. Here's what it is. Like, would you like call the cops or would you be like, hey, come work for me?
I mean, I guess it would depend. If I could afford to hire him, I'd be like, yeah, sure, come work for me. Like, rather have you on my side than or working for me than working against me. But yeah,
would you think that's a smart way, or is it like a coin flip, a risk, doing that to a major company? Be like, you need me.
That is a huge risk, yeah. Because I think like most companies are probably, it's not a movie, most companies are probably just like call the police and or
So you advise against it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would say don't do that. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You can get in a lot of trouble for doing that.
Because that's like where my mind. I'm gonna get so good at this. I'm gonna be like, they're all gonna hire me.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that really only happens in the movies. I mean, there has been like real life situations of people hacking companies and government institutions that they went to jail, and then when they got out, they got they got a job or whatever.
That's cool. So they reference this in an Avengers movie where Ultron is trying to hack like the nuclear codes, and then like Jarvis like stops him. Spoilers if you haven't seen Age of Ultron. It's been like 6 years, probably longer than that. What is the
Catch me if you can. But there's been people too. I can't think of it right now. Let's see. Somebody said, "What security certs do you have?" If you mentioned it, I can go back and look for it. No, I didn't mention it, but
I said CCNA and
I have a CCNP security, which I do not recommend unless you're going to be working with a lot of Cisco security products and you have an employer that wants to pay for it, because
how much does it cost?
I think they're like $500 a cert, a test right now, so it's 4 tests.
Oh, so it's $2,000 to get the cert.
Yeah, about I believe
does it
it's
give
500.
you a good raise?
No, there was no raise. It was just that I was working with a lot of them.
Oh, so
at my job there was no raise.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but they paid for it. So.
Asaya says, "I have 500,000 OMI. Should I try to buy more?" Listen, if what I would do again, I literally am just like going into debt for OMI. I am going and so if I know I have money coming in from some places and everything's covered, I would buy OMI as long as I had extra money and I knew I wouldn't need it. I have no issue living in my car. I have no issue living like you see me with like no compute, like with no computer. No air conditioning, no bed, no job. Like so, you see me doing all that for OMI. So that's what I would do. But you have to decide what is right for you. Like I don't think you would ever do that, right? You'd be like, "Listen, man, I need a bed. Like
I like my
need my AC,
my creature comforts. Yeah.
You need a TV, right?
Yeah, I like my computer and stuff.
Yeah. So that's again, normal people are not like me. I can look for. I'm pretty sure it was a government op Cicada 3301. It was an extensive steganography puzzle that got pretty famous. Yeah, look at it; it's pretty crazy.
All right, yeah, I'll check it out.
It's pretty fun to go deep down the rabbit hole.
So about the security certs I also have a couple of SANS certifications. Those are really great, but they're very expensive. Those mean a lot to employers generally. So I have the GSEC 401, which is like an entry level certification, and then I have the GSED 501, which is it's their Enterprise Defender one, and that goes into a lot more detail than the 401, and that just kind of shows you like how to investigate a lot of different like security events, like what logs to look through, and
So does the first one you mentioned even matter if the second one does that but goes through a lot more in depth?
Yeah, because if you're new, and you tried to just go for the GSET 501, you might be lost in a lot of areas and spend a lot of time backtracking. So I definitely recommend doing that.
So you'd say you do that even though it's expensive because employers look for it as opposed to the CCNP because that didn't give you a raise at all?
Yeah, not just because it didn't give me a raise. It's just that the CCNP security is very like vendor like centric, so it doesn't apply. Like you may not always be working at a place that uses Cisco security products. So
also true, especially if they take products and then they discard them after a few
Yeah.
years, like you were saying.
But like the SAN certs, they get you familiar with a lot of like open source tools that you can use anywhere you go. You know, things like Nmap and Snort. So it's just very useful. Yeah.
Okay. So the
Oh, and the CISSP is another one that people really, really like. I don't have that, but I know a lot of people that have it.
okay, and would that help you in like your?
Yeah, that would help a lot. Yeah, employers place a lot of value on that, and
Get this bread.
there's also some really good knowledge you can get off of that. Oh, and like I could go on and on, you know, of ones that I don't have, but those
Yeah.
are the only 3 security.
Is that like the
focused
next
ones
one?
right now.
What's like the next one that you would get?
Probably
in
an
your-
Azure cert.
Okay, what they were
probably
talking about before. Okay.
Yeah, because I like I said, I have a knowledge gap on that, so I need to fill that. And then I'd also like to get a the ethical hacking cert. That would be nice. I think OWASP has a cert.
Okay. And that would be a ethical hacking, like hack for these reasons, not for these reasons. Like
yeah,
like
basically,
citizenship?
you know, ethical hacking. Yeah, is like trying to. I guess penetration testing could be considered ethical hacking. Trying to figure out like where your weaknesses are in your security.
How
So
far to
that,
go?
you know,
and
before like an adversary finds it, it's better that you find it. You know.
That's a good point. Good point. All right, we have another $2 super chat from Messiah.
Nice.
I have the super rare Kang end of year price prediction. I don't even know. So these comics that you can get literally for $7, some of them are going for like thousands right now. It's insane, dude. Like, so next comic drop, dude. I'll let you know before it happens. You know what blind boxes are? Like, you play the game. So blind boxes are like you can get like a common, like a rare, secret rare, ultra rare, uncommon, whatever. And what happens is that the comics, they're all $7. So the you can get a common, you can get all the common, which are like they sell on retail like $10, $12, $18, or like the secret rares can go for like thousands of dollars. So it really doesn't matter if however many comics you buy, how much you spend, they will sell because they're a limited amount higher than what you say. So there's zero risk. There's like negative risk. And what did you say, Kang? All right, so Kang, end of year price prediction. Do you know who? You ever watch the MCU?
Yeah, I've seen all those. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess there hasn't been a one recently. So you know who Reed Richards is, Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah.
So one of his descendants is called Kang the Conqueror. That's his like great X times removed, right? Literally $8,600 right now. You could have got it for $7 on a blind box. But they say that it's because there was only 250 editions and like 10,000, like hundreds of thousands of people want it. Mm-hmm. So that's why. So this is before OpenSea. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like the eBay for NFTs, and we're not on there yet. We will be in like the next couple of months. So I $20,000, $30,000 for that. I would say, you know, if you want that, yeah. Oh, this is a fun one. What games do you play, Nick?
Nothing right now, but
really? Didn't you just get what Kratos, or what did you get recently?
I was playing Hades on the Switch, but I haven't played that in a while. But
oh man, what do you want to play?
Well, Metroid Dread is coming out next month. That's the next game I'll be playing, and yeah, on Switch. Yeah,
nice.
I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. So,
have you ever taken time off from work? Like this video game's coming out?
Yeah.
Like what? Which one?
Dark Souls 3. When that came out, I took the day off so I could play it.
Nice. How long did that take to like beat, or how long did that take to go and say like?
I couldn't even tell you. I spent so many
hours.
Probably have like 200 hours in that game, but
what's the longest you spent on a game? Like how many hours accrued?
Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I have about 2,000 hours in that game. So
damn, Daniel.
I haven't played it in a while, so.
Oh, so what was about that game that was just so good?
I don't know. I mean, anyone that has played that game will just, you know, or any kind of competitive game like that, they're just so addicting because you just want to get better. You know, you just want to rank up. You know, it's so much fun.
What do you get for ranking up? Do you get like additional skins or weapons?
You just get like a little badge or whatever.
And you can show it off.
Yeah, you get the little rank next to your name or whatever.
So how many rank ups can you get? Like how many?
I'm not sure how many there are in CS:GO. Somebody says leave it to a elite hacker to be a CS:GO player. Yeah. Yeah.
Troll.
I'm not sure how many. There's, I don't know, maybe like 20 different ranks in there. I'm not sure.
Okay. What rank did you get up to out of the 20?
The highest I got was Master Guardian. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, is that like from 8 out of 20 or 12 out of 20? Or...
I think that's like right in the middle of the road. I think that's like pretty average player. Yeah.
Have you ever seen someone that's like, oh shit, he's like got the most ranks? And
Yeah,
he's, like,
I played with like well, it's funny because the highest rank you can get in normal matchmaking is global elite.
Mm-hmm.
But like the skill gap between a global elite player and like a real professional is just huge.
Oh really?
Yeah, like to me, it would be playing against like the lowest ranked player.
Oh, so it'd just be like new, like you can jump and shoot and aim at and headshot. Like
like the pro players, because they play for like 12 hours a day or whatever. They're just like in a whole different level than like your casual gamer. Even like a really really above average player.
So when you were younger, was there any games that you just like, because professional gaming wasn't really a thing when we were younger?
Yeah.
Like maybe we were just on the cusp of it. But what games do you think like there was nobody better than me at this game? Like,
I never considered myself to be very good at video games.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, because the original Super Smash Brothers for N64, the only
There's nobody better than you.
my friend Joe Rayo, Joe R Vintage Pokemon, who you've seen on the podcast. He was better than me, but then after like we spent some time apart because he moved away. This was before Facebook. When we were in middle school, I got better than him. Like I'd not have friends. Like this is what I did. That's what I did. So it was great. I tell you, if you have that Kang secret rare, you're just chilling. Yep. All number 1, so 25K.
Can you talk a little bit about your Pokemon collection? That is not my Pokemon collection. That is my fiance's. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. Unfortunately,
his fiance Megan will be on the podcast at some point. She is an educator, and she's just a lot of interesting things that I didn't know. Like I assume she comes home with stories about kids and just
all the time. Yeah, she has a lot of interesting stories between her and my sister, who's also a teacher in education. I've heard so many just insane, ridiculous stories about children.
Does that make you more or less excited about having kids? Like, I have to go through this. Or like, this is awesome.
It'll be different because it'll be my children.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the more insane stories I've heard have just been from children who probably have really bad parents. So I would like to think I'm not going to be a bad parent or that bad of a parent.
my friend Sarah, she messes because she has 3 boys. And so she's like, it's like everyone like, because they're like crazy, like they're boys, like they'll like ride their bikes off ramps, and they're always hurt, like they're always like one was wearing like a bathing suit that just scraped the genitals like on like they have gravel, like it was horrible. Like she's like, I had no idea what to do, but just sometimes they just seem fun. Like I seemed really really stressful and was like, we could kill them, but also just like dude, kids are just awesome. They're just chill.
Yeah,
like, they're fun.
Definitely.
To be as and if you start a YouTube channel on cybersecurity, would you get in the shiz? Would you get in trouble?
I don't think so. No.
Would you ever consider that?
I have thought about that. Yeah, just like a general like education like channel. Just trying to teach some things like maybe how to do some like some Python automation for some
So it's like what's like the main language there? Is it JavaScript? Is it Python? Like what's the main script that everyone uses?
I think Python's pretty common, especially in like the cybersecurity industry.
Yeah.
But I would say Python, PowerShell, and Bash are your like 3 main ones that you would want to know and be familiar with.
Are there any YouTubers you see out now that like do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, there are.
He hasn't posted a video in a long while, but Corey Schaefer is like a great YouTuber about how to learn Python and stuff. So
what could you bring to the table that Corey Schaefer hasn't?
Mine would probably just be more like network security focused, where he's just more focused on like how to learn Python just from a general standpoint.
Okay. All right, so definitely bring stuff to the table.
Mine would probably be like log analysis and like maybe like crafting packets for testing like IDS features and things like that. So. It's a
Global Elite in CSGO and had a D-lore. Is that good?
A Dragon Lore, yeah, it's a skin. I think it's like one of the most rare skins that you can get. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, is that by chance that you can get that? Or is it like you have to pay?
I think it is like, well, yeah, you can pay for it, but I think it was like a random drop on a certain map and that no longer can happen. Correct me if I'm wrong.
How much
please.
Are those net worth now?
I couldn't tell you. Thousands, I think. Yeah. throw it in the chat epic. If you know.
Asaya says, VV gem to fiat. You think there will be a limit?
You got it from gambling. Yeah, that's a big.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, the CS:GO skin gambling is just like out of this world, man.
I've heard, and that same thing that could happen with VV. So veve gem to fiat, you think there'll be a limit? Probably not. Probably no limit for gem to fiat because they're very liquid. They have tens of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
so that'll be fun.
Let's see. In my company, do we use Linux? GNU and Linux? Yes, lots of Linux. Every company I've ever worked at has used tons of Linux. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely recommend getting familiar with that.
Cool beans. Oh yeah. What is Mitch? What, third grade? What did she do? She's like 8-year-olds.
Yeah, I think like K through 5.
Oh, K through 5. So apparently Brendan Z's taught first. And Star Helix with Ratchet. You have 1 subscriber right there. And honestly, come on the podcast again, and then I'll have a link to your channel.
20K plus now, but they're like extinct. Yeah, I think I remember you can't get them anymore. They don't drop anymore because I think they were only on the Cobblestone map, which is not in like the rotation anymore. So.
Oh damn! So he's got. Oh, that dude, sell it and buy Omi. Sell it, not financial.
No, he already sold it.
Oh wait, he did sell it.
Yeah, he said he sold it.
2K. Oh, all right.
I wish I held it. Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Did you ever get anything cool from a drop like that? That people were just like, whoa.
The coolest thing I ever, because I never did any gambling. I would open the cases occasionally, very rarely. Like if I've maybe only spent like $100 on skins, which is like nothing compared to some people.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing I got was like an M4A4 skin that was maybe worth like $11. It was the Desolate Space. At the time, it was worth like $11.
Oh, all right, so it wasn't too much.
Yeah.
Cases were a crazy ripoff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Was it like you would like, let's say you spend $20, you get like $10 worth of stuff?
Not even.
Really?
I'd say like if you spend $20, you because each case I think is $4 or $5 to open.
Mm-hmm.
So you would get most skins are worth like a penny or two.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah.
There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
And what was the rarest thing you've ever seen, or that was just like there's only like 100 of these?
I mean, I would like skim through like these YouTubers that would do like crazy like $1,000 like case opening videos, or they just buy like $1,000 worth of cases or something, and like they would get like a $200 knife skin or something like that.
Nice.
You get a legendary knife skin, but most likely you get common gun spray paint. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, rip. That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's like generally you would get anything.
Yeah. The great things that I like about the veve blind boxes is that $7, but the comics go like even the commons, like the lowest form, like $12. So it's just a net positive.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to get as many as I can. So Randy, do you think they need to change the UI in the veve app so that people can find the They will. They will do that. That is one of the updates. They're going to switch to Immutable X first. They're going to have the MTL. Those will happen within the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then they will do that. So you could, right now it's a pain in the butt to try to find certain comics. But they will change that eventually. Other than CSGO and Dark Souls, what do you like to do in your downtime? Do you do a lot of cybersecurity or tech stuff as a hobby?
Yeah, I mean, I like, I study for certs sometimes in my downtime. Right now I'm not studying for anything currently. I play video games. I have a pretty extensive retro video game collection. I collect action figures, mainly Batman action figures from the 90s. If I could ever find any, I would certainly collect the Power Rangers figures from the 90s, but I never come across them. So I like going to flea markets and thrift stores to try to search for those things, but it's gotten so competitive, it's like next to impossible to find anything these days.
So they're never like mint, it's always just like something that they were just there and just go.
Yeah, I mean, like back in the day, I'm talking like 2005 to like 2010, I used to find cool stuff all the time at like flea markets and thrift stores, but it's really dried up now.
Oh man, that's rough. Would you ever go and find buy them that were like minted and graded? I don't know if you can grade those types of things.
I mean, comic books definitely. I'm sure you know about that. I don't know if action figures get graded. I've never seen any.
Do you collect video games that are?
Oh yeah. That are graded? Graded video games is a thing. Yeah.
That do you collect those?
No, I've never. That doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes I like to play the game too, at least for just a little while.
Yeah.
I try to give all my games like at least a few minutes to see if I like them, but.
I've had to buy only one Omi of veve collectibles. I have so much Omi now that. Probably more Omi. Probably more Omi. The blind box are awesome. It's so crazy that commons 10x on more. Yeah, I'm so sad. I'm so sad I sold mine. Secret Rare is like 1,500. Yeah, some of these just spend $7 and you get like 1,000. It's ridiculous. I would keep a copy of Mario 64 in the vault for the grandkids to see. Yeah, dude, that's. You ever watch the speedruns of that?
No, not Mario 64, but other games, yeah.
They are so crazy. Like you can do it you can finish the game in like 20 minutes. Like if you do like only like 14 stars or 7 stars.
Those speedruns are crazy. Yeah.
What speedruns do you like to watch, if any?
Mostly like older NES games, just because I think they're like really simple and you can really kind of follow what's going on. A lot of speedruns, I feel like you can't really follow.
They're so crazy.
You know? I like any glitchless speedrun. I can really get behind because you can kind of figure out what's going on.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
When I start going outside the map and everything, I'm over it. Yeah.
Glover for the 64. Do you ever play that, Glover?
I've never played it, no, but Meg's a big fan of Glover.
Oh, really? Let's play it later. Let's play it. I'm game. I'm game. We got to get dinner soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get dinner. We're going to come back, play some games. We don't have to work tomorrow, which is good.
Yep.
We have a drop tomorrow.
Saturday.
Yep, 11 a.m. I'll start streaming at about 10:30, give or take, Eastern Standard Time. Blew my childhood out of the water when I saw someone kill Bowser in under 5 minutes. Yeah, because it was so hard. You had to, like, spin, and then it was hard. It's hard to, like, line it up with the, it's insane. What was the hardest game you've ever played?
Probably,
What was the one with the frogs?
The frogs.
Battletoads?
Battletoads, yeah, that's a hard game.
That's very hard.
Yeah, we'll give that to Battletoads. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say that's definitely the hardest game I've ever played, because I could never beat that game, so.
Yeah, I can't get past like the first level. I'm a noob at, I couldn't do it.
What's the hardest game you've ever played? What's the hardest game you've ever beaten?
Oh, yeah. What's the hardest game? For me, I don't know.
Pokemon Snap.
I can do that in like an hour, not even. I could probably do it. Speedruns might be hard.
You did beat it in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I beat it here, but I'm pretty sure the speedrun you could do it in like 12.
Yeah.
I'd have the.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Best Omi wallet. Probably Trust Wallet.
Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, that's a hard one. Yeah, I have actually beaten Ghosts and Goblins though on the NES. Yeah.
And he can never pass for it, but you beat it. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because, you do play a lot of old video games. Adventure of Link is the hardest game that he beat. I haven't played that. You play that?
I've played and beaten Adventure of Link.
Damn! Still proud. Jamar says, Randy, when did you find out about Omi? It was, I think, March, April. Found out about it before the big pump. At the time, I thought 1 million was enough, which I bought in January. Yeah. Sorry, Alex says, what's your guys' favorite game console? Mine's N64. Like, I love Pokemon Puzzle League. I love just N64 again was so groundbreaking because he had Mario 64, Pokemon Puzzle League, he had Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, a lot of Pokemon. But
yeah, I think I would go like original NES. Yeah,
really. Okay,
yeah, that's my favorite.
That was the one that I had first. So the original Mario, you had Duck Hunt. I had this thing where you could other games with guns, the karate game. Like there's so much cool stuff.
And those games are just so like easy to just pick up and play.
Yeah. Do you have a Nintendo Classic?
Yeah, we have a Nintendo Classic. Yeah.
Those are Lauren had one, and we would play like Felix the Cat. We play
pinball.
Pinball is really fun too, because you like there's so many different things that you can do. There's extra levels. There's it's so exciting. Like those, I
don't know if Felix the Cat was on there though.
I think she had a hacked version
that
had like 800 games on it.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it's so exciting. I feel bad for kids nowadays that they have amazing graphics. They have AAA rated games, but I feel like they get spoiled a little bit. I feel like some of the what was your favorite game back in the day? I know you said Arkham City now was pretty good.
Arkham City. Yeah. I wouldn't say that's my favorite game. But man, like my favorite game,
Mega Man.
Well, yeah, like Mega Man 2 is definitely in there. It's a tough one. I don't know that there's a game I could say is my favorite. I could definitely like throw some games out there, but
So Star Fox 64. I love Star Fox. Was like one of my favorite. Like
you have Star Fox that too?
Yeah, I never showed you that?
I don't think so. Is
that
new or?
No, I got it like...
Looks like Cubone.
Like 3 years ago. How does that look like Cubone?
I don't know.
How does this look like Cubone? Yeah, like he's got the gun. Like I guess like he's got a tail. I mean, he's just not wearing the skull of his dead mother. But yeah, so that has tons of replay value. Star Fox 64. But all right, MCU, great. But Super Smash Brothers was the most ambitious crossover. That like Kirby, Yoshi, I have it on my arm. I literally have tattoos dedicated to Super Smash. Like you don't even know. Like my little 8-year-old brain with just like my I can't even say it. Favorite Pokemon? Oh, I don't know. Mine probably maybe Mewtwo, Moltres, Mew.
Wait, favorite Pokemon or favorite Pokemon game?
This is his favorite Pokemon from Red and Z.
What's your favorite Pokemon game?
Probably Gold. You can breed. You can breed in second generation.
I have to go with Red because it's the only one I've played.
Oh yeah. So for those that don't know, Curzon, I've mentioned him before. He's our friend. He was so salty that you didn't pick Charmander. You picked like Squirtle or something.
Probably, yeah.
And then it was like because you were going through Viridian Forest, and you're just like, oh man, these Weedles keep like poisoning me. and then he was just like, would have happened if you would have picked Charmander, because you could just like
I
do.
don't remember that.
Yeah, he was so salty because he loves Charizard.
I mean, he is like the ultra critical person. Like when you play any video game ever, but just like go look at your build or whatever, like in Skyrim, and be like, oh no, this is all wrong. Like,
I used to watch him play Gears of War because it was kind of like watching a stream before Twitch was out. It's like early to mid 2000s, and I'm watching him play Gears of War. I forget which one. Did you ever play those games?
Gears of War? No,
yeah.
not really.
All right. So one of the characters, Coltrane, dies. Like, no! And I was like, what? What happened? He's like, Coltrane. I was like, who is that? He's like, it's the black guy. Is it? And he like couldn't speak for a little while. It was insane. Oh, GoldenEye was so much fun.
You guys main and Smash? No, I don't really play Smash.
Fox is my main.
Yeah.
Bass Coast.
I'd probably pick Samus.
Yeah.
Just because.
Andrew says Ruby. Okay, Ruby's good. Yeah, Ruby's good. Reynolds says Pikachu for the win. What's in his bag? He doesn't have a bag of Omi yet. He will in.
What does that mean? What's in my bag?
I mean, like, so when we say like fill your bags, like fill your Omi bag, your bag of like crypto.
Oh, okay.
So what my bag has 105 million. It'll be 106 million in like the next couple hours. Renzi says, Randy, you gonna complete the set tomorrow? I have Series 1. I'm going to try to complete the set. I'm definitely the common and the uncommon should be relatively easy to get. The rare and the ultra rare. The ultra rare is going to be hard. Rare should be relatively easy. You can get it like the ultra rare for like $90. And probably sell it for like $200. Like if you get it, so it's really easy money. The children charmer. Yeah, I have to show it to you. It's like nightmare fuel. Like this guy, he takes like Toucan Sam and just makes him really fat. Like Captain Crunch, he's Captain Cornstarch. Like it's really good. Super 64 transformed my childhood. Yeah, it was groundbreaking. Rodriguez says, what are your thoughts on keeping the Omi in the veve app instead of the exchanges? I'll do that just so I can buy land in the Veveverse. You ever play any metaverse games where you can buy land?
Mm-mm.
No. Do you think it's going to correct after it already hit 0.005 like an hour or two ago. It happened on Tap's live stream. But that's going to be about it because we're pretty hungry and we've been going for a little bit over an hour at this point. Megan's probably really lonely. It already hit. It's already gone down. Donkey Kong Country, we're sitting steady at 0.005. Everyone please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Any thoughts on, eventually, at some point, there's only like 27 people here now, but at some point, there's going to be probably a couple hundred people, or maybe 1,000 people.
Yeah,
What do you want to say? Like, what do I press? Oh. What do you want to say outside of Gengar? Like what do you want to say, like, to everyone, like cybersecurity, or like what do you want to? You have a platform.
Man, I don't know.
Could be IT world. Could be
stay
game.
safe.
I don't know. Make good choices. Make good
choices. Don't click any links.
Download him veve and I will make sure that they try to do that because it is very easy to make some money. Thank you. Yeah, parentheses Gengar, poetry. Thanks for the stream, guys. All right, I love you guys. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you aside for the super chats. Those mean the world to me. They help feed me. Good night.